Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, Subscription Boxes and More with Michelle. And today is Valentine's Day and I thought I would DIY some Valentine themed things and make them fit my decor and maybe make it a little less Valentine and a little more all year long. So what do I have? I have don't remember where this came from, but it says 98 cents. So it may have been from Target, from the dollar spot, from the Bullseye Playground, possibly. But I have two of them, and they were both 98 cents. And I would like to try painting them with some chalk paint, if I can, and make them not be red. So I would like to DIY those to be not, like I said, not red, so that they're less Valentine and more anytime. And I would like to also paint this little trinket box that I'm not sure if it came from the, I think this might have come from the Dollar Tree. And I got from Dollar General, I got one of the trucks. And this one can be painted. And again, I would like to paint it to be, you know, I can set it out for Valentine's Day, but then if I decide to set it out at other times, I would like to have it not be in like red and pink and stuff. I have some little hearts here that I would like to paint up to hang from a garland, or possibly paint some and possibly cover some with a buffalo check fabric. And I have, not sure if I'm going to use this, but I have this little house. And I think it might have come from Wal-Mart, I think. For like $1. I don't remember. Sorry, I know we're cutting my head off, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing down here. But I also bought this for $6.84. Made in China, distributed Walmart. I was trying to figure out where I got it from. I got it for Walmart. It was only $6.84. Trying to get the price tag off. And I want to make this to be able to hang by my door all the time. So I'm going to take the lips off and trying to get the price tag off. But that's giving me some trouble. I need some Goo Gone, which I do not have at the moment. Anyways, I want to make this to hold like outgoing mail or whatever all the time. So I'm going to try to DIY this and make it more, you know, fit my decor for all year. And like I said, we don't want the kissy lips on there. Well, you don't need to see me sit here and pick at this. And so I'm going to try to get off. I'm going to pause you here, try to get this off and set things up and see what we come up. Oh, the last thing is, I just have some frames here. I just wanted to show you that I got these for $3 from the Bullseye Playground. And I was just going to put some pictures of my husband and I in it. I was just going to show you. It says hello. And let me see if I can get this off of here so you can actually see the frames. Well, no. You and me, X and O, and hello. So, I was just showing you those. I don't think I'm going to really, I don't know if I'm going to DIY those. I may just leave them as is, because they don't have to be Valentine's. They could be any time. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got it off the best I could. It's still kind of sticky, and I hope that's not going to hurt it. But I have a tip for you. If you have puppies, and if you don't, they're not very expensive. Puppy pads make really good coverings for your furniture, so that when you're painting, if you have a spill, because I have numb fingers and I spill things a lot, it won't go through because of the backing. Better than like newspaper or whatever that you may not have enough layers. Ah, we're gonna fall down. Anyways, I got my tripod kind of wonky, trying to get you guys where you can see what I'm doing. All right, so anyways, I'm going to untie this because I do want to put it back on this cord, this jute twine. So instead of cutting it, I'm going to untie it. And I am going to paint this. I should have on my apron because this is my look, a brand new Cat Lady Valentine's Day shirt because I have, you know, it's Valentine's Day. I'm going to pop these lips off of here, hopefully, because we don't want these lips on here. Look, guys, they came right off. We can save that in case we need them for a different project. All right, piece of paper down in there. All right, so I want to paint this in chalkboard white, only my Waverly isn't over here. I'll be right back. Okay, so actually, right here we have the Waverly chalk in plaster. I've never used this, so we will see what happens. And I got this so I hopefully don't ruin my shirt. Brand new. And I meant to get a paintbrush. I know I have one somewhere, but I have this. I have this. We will use this. Let's not waste. Let's get that off that lid. All right. I'm going to try to paint this whole thing in plaster. And it's probably going to take a few coats, you know, 2 or 3 at least. You know what? I'm going to paint this anyway. What if I use this to hold the paint? We'll try it. It'll either be okay or it'll be a disaster. All right. Don't want too much. We don't want to waste. All right. Let's see if we can DIY this into something that we can use all the time. Because it's sealed with a kiss and everything. I mean, I'm not going to send my bills sealed with a kiss, right? Okay, I thought I would speed this up for you guys here so that you didn't have to watch me paint the whole thing. And I wanted to paint over that sticker there. I tried to peel it up a little bit, but it was down pretty good, and I just didn't want to leave a big sticky mess. But you can't hardly see it now that it's painted. You can barely make out kind of a line there where the sticker used to be. And so anyways, if you don't mind watching me paint some chalk paint on there, I'll just keep you sped up until we get done with this process. And I do the little trinket box as well in the chalk paint. And then that, I had used that because the sponge wouldn't fit down in the jar. I had used that as a bowl for the paint, and now I'm trying to paint the whole thing. All right, guys, I'm back. Kind of late on this DIY. I wanted to have it done before Valentine's Day. It's now the day after Valentine's Day. Excuse me. I haven't been feeling very well, so I am behind. So I put a coat of paint on this bowl. Didn't get the bottom yet. And on this little mail sorter, and on the heart-shaped box. And the heart-shaped box is pretty well, you know, that coats pretty well all it needed until we go on to whatever I decide to do next with that. Okay, so this was a good idea, except for maybe I should have put it on. Okay. The puppy pad idea was a good idea, except that I think it would be better to flip it over the other way because things are wanting to stick to it. Because, you know, it's got kind of that fuzzy. I was trying to protect my table, but probably it would have done better to do it this way. So, the other way would have been more absorbent, but this way I think will be a little less likely to stick. Alright, sorry I'm cutting off the top of my head. I'm trying to have you be able to see the table rather than, rather than me. So I'm going to go ahead and do another coat on these. I still need to put a coat on this. And my little truck here, do something with that, and, you know, some other things. But I also have these 2 jars from Pace. My husband likes the verde salsa, the green salsa, and this was from some queso. But I really like the shape of the jar because if I paint this and then I could tie some twine around here, it'd look really cute, I think. Also, this would make a really good size if you wanted to have jars that you drank out of, like, you know, people like to use the bell jars or mason jars, because, you know, they're less likely to slip if there's condensation and things like that. So, maybe if you get these style jars, you might want to think about keeping them. But what I wanted to do is paint them up and use them for like vases. So I may not need the lids, but I have the lids. The lids are also good to put paint in, you know, and then throw them away and I have to clean them up. So I don't need the lids for my project. I want to paint these white and put some twine around them. Or 1 white and 1 gray, perhaps. So, anyways, I'm going to pour some paint in this lid, because as I said, I don't need the lid, this bigger lid. So I can do a second coat on some things. Except for I don't have the strength to open a lid. And pour a little in that lid, and we will paint another coat. All right. So as that's drying, I'm also going to try to see what it does on this glass jar. And, you know, this will definitely take a couple of coats of paint. But I think, as I was saying, that I might, if my husband's gonna, he's been kind of on a salsa and queso kind of kick. I think that if he's going to be eating much of it, I think I'm going to save the jars and see if I can't get some jars of the queso size, this size here, to for like iced tea, you know, jars to drink out of. I didn't think you guys needed to see the whole process of me painting this jar, so thought I'd speed you up just a little bit. Otherwise, this video is going to go on forever. Okay, so while those are drying, I would like to go on to do something with this truck. And I'm thinking, rather than going with, you know, the white again, I have where I painted my beads, if it's not dry. I save little things like this to put things in. I think I'm going to go with the truck collar in this because I don't have enough of the kind of aqua color tied in. So I'm going to put this in this jar lid if it's not completely dry. It may be too dry. Side, so it'll stay kind of, so, you know, not up in the lid part. So I'm going to paint the truck portion, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. Anyways, that's what that color looks like. And I did it on my bead garland. So, all right, be back with you. Okay, I like this color for this truck, but I think that the wood here should be like wood. So I'm going to do that a brown color, but I think I also want to dry brush a little color in here to make it look like it's got a little rust and some age to it, because, you know, we wouldn't want to have a brand new farm truck. We'd want to have an older farm truck. So, I'm going to do just wipe that off on there because I don't have water in here like a goof. So I think I'm going to go for that antique color and see if I can't do a little of it. And let's open it. And maybe a tad of, well, we'll see how that works. We just want to give it the idea that it's got a little rust on it. And I really don't want it on my tablecloth. I think I'm just going to use a little bit off the part I just peeled off, the seal, and kind of dry this off just a little bit and hit this in some places. Give it the idea that it's got just a little bit of rust here and there. Okay, I hope you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just dry brushing some brown on there to make it look like the truck is rusty and old. And later I actually do a little more to it, but I'll let the video show you that. But I figured that, again, you don't want to watch me do it painfully slowly. So I sped it up here for your benefit because it goes on forever. So. What are you thinking so far? Looking old and rusty? Alright, I'm going to pause you there and I'll be back. So what do you think? Kind of rusty? Hopefully it's showing up there. It looks better, I think, in person. Alright, so we got to do some black wheels and some stuff like that. So I'll be back in a moment. Well, guys, I decided since it's a farm truck, we had to have a little mud on the tires. And as you can see, we've been spinning some tires, so we got some mud spray on the front and back there. Just didn't look realistic without it. Alright guys, so I have to go and start dinner, but here's where we're at with our truck. We have a shiplap part there in black and gray, and also the aqua, which I'm not 100% sure on because of how much aqua there is on the truck, but those are really my colors there. I may go with a brown, like a tan there for that heart. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to let it dry and see if it grows on me. In the meantime, after that dries, I'm going to do a little something with the metal of the wheels to give them this kind of hubcaps kind of look. And I may do something for the headlight. But that is most of it. But it does have a stand. And I'm thinking I'm going to have this parked in the grass. So I'm thinking I'm going to paint it kind of brown. And then I'm going to put on some green moss on it. So it's like it's parked in the grass. It's already gone through the mud and is parked in the grass. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do with that. But I have to go and cook dinner, and I am really covered in paint. I've got another coat of paint on the jars drying, so they're still pretty stripy there, which is not 100% undesirable. I think I like how this one's a little more solid though. So, and I've got a coat of paint on the back of the letter holder. But for now, I'm going to have to stop there, and I'll be back. Whether or not I get to it tonight or if it'll be tomorrow, I'm not 100% sure. But that's where we're at the moment. I promise I still have a head, sort of. Yeah, so I really do like how the rust and things has come out on that. It doesn't look as good on camera. I really wish you could see it in person. It looks more like a rusty truck in person, and then you've got the mud drying there. So it just looked funny having the tires just like black. I don't know, it just didn't look farm-ish enough for me. I figure if he's going out in the fields and gathering up those hearts, he probably had to drive through the mud. So I don't know, just what I was thinking. All right, so I've got some details I want to add to this, but gotta let it dry. and I'll see you possibly later tonight or tomorrow. All right, so here is our little, here are our little jars that we made from picante sauce and, or verde salsa, and the cheese, the queso. And as you can see, I painted them, like I told you, with the Waverly chalk paint in plaster, right? Yeah. Waverly in plaster, okay? And then I used that Sharpie pen to write on there, and then I painted over it a little bit to make it more distressed. Guys, I'm used to going the other direction for the camera, and now, you know, and now I'm having trouble finding the lens, and it's like right in front of me, but I'm looking at the screen. So, all right. So anyways, there's the Sharpie paint pen that I used, and then I like dry brushed over it so that it wasn't so drastically, you know, different. Kind of gave it more of a, hopefully a distressed kind of look. Okay, so gonna try to make these into little flower vases. And I thought it was neat because you could put the twine around here. So I want to double up my twine because I want to make, just checking the length here, I want to make like a double bow. All right, that might do it. All right, let me see. Give myself plenty of string. All right, so I have it doubled over because I would like to have like a double thickness bow. I'm going to turn this around so that the flower part is facing me. And I'm going to sort of make a single knot here. And then I'm going to glue so it'll stay in place with my hot glue. Okay. I'm winging it, guys. I'm winging it. Don't forget. I'm new at this, so paper crafting is usually my thing. And I have branched out to try to do some other crafty stuff. I'm probably going to cover the center of this with a flower head. I wanted to put a button over it, and I realized that my button collection is still at the apartment. Don't stick your finger in wet glue. It probably hurts. Probably, you know, not good for you to do that, but I was trying to get the glue to stick down. It kind of came away with the end of the glue gun. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this. No, maybe not. I was going to tie it like in a double, but it'll make the knot too thick. All right. So anyways, I wanted like a double bow. So I did double strings. And I didn't have to just go around and around. So I did it around one time, but it gives it the illusion that I did it twice. And then make my bow the size that I want it. Don't want it too crazy big. What do you think? What do you think? Kind of try to even it up a little. I think it's pretty good. I think that's pretty even. And then I'm going to use the hot glue to make the side maybe a little bigger. Maybe too much. Okay, I'm going to use the hot glue to keep that knot in place. Okay, I don't want it to come untied. And like I said, I will likely put a flower over top of this so you don't see any messiness. Then I'm going to, I wish that this side, the string would have been longer, but, so we're going to cut this side to kind of match. All right, what do we have here? A mess. What do you expect? Just a second, guys. I'm looking on it. I'm sticking to it. All right. Well, it's the first attempt. What do we want for nothing? I am not a glue gun queen. I'm too klutzy for glue guns usually. All right. I think my strings are a little off, so let's cut off a little off of this side. All right, so far, here is what we have. Okay, what do you think? Because it's got kind of that natural little neck there, and it says flowers. I probably made my writing too large. I probably should have made it, you know, a little more smaller and a little more condensed. What do you think? On the whole, like, trying to go with sort of that Ray Dunn vibe. So I probably tried to make the wording too large. I probably, and you know what? I obviously did not line that up with the word. Why do I not look before I leap? Or glue. Here I have some flowers. I think, don't touch it, Michelle, that wouldn't be smart. I think I'm going to take one of these flower heads off. Put it in the center of that. I wish I had better flowers for this. Or better flower heads. You know what, guys? I don't know. What do you think? Not so good by itself. Maybe if I, let's see if I could take this paint pen or turn that flower center black maybe. So it's not so, I don't know. We're experimenting. We are experimenting with the crafting. Like I said, I'm usually a paper crafter or, you know, a doodler. I draw, I paint, I do stuff like that. I'm new to these kind of crafts-ish. But I want to make some home decor that goes along with that whole farmhouse theme and throw in those, you know, kitty cats along the way. And so I'm making my own decor because I'm not being able to find something that just really fits me that I can afford. If I like it, I can't afford it. You know? My ex-husband used to say, if I'd say how much does something cost, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. He wasn't wrong. All right. So I had out here somewhere some paint in kind of a, here's some brown. If you're wondering, yes, I talk to myself. I also answer myself, but you know, that's beside the point. I'm thinking about kind of taking this and kind of trying to give it some color and character and, you know, trying. Yeah, I think I'm liking that idea. Sort of doing a little bit of a dry brush around the, here, let's move this so we can see what I'm doing. Trying to like dry brush a little bit around the edge of this flower to give it a little color against that, that white vase I've made out of that jar. Let me get up a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. If I can find my camera. And if my camera would like focus. Anyway, see what I've done there? I've sort of tried to dirty up the, put it against the white face so that it stands out more. And it makes it a little kind of dogwood flower-ish, it looks like. But anyways, that's what I'm doing here. And hopefully I don't make this too long. But obviously I can hit fast forward. To go with, rather than that stark white flower that I started with, or cream, or whatever, ivory, whatever. Anyways, let's see what that does. That looks better. I'll show you in a second. I'm trying to get a leaf to put with it. All right. what if I put this on top of this? Got that? Okay, guys, I'll be showing you in a second. I wish I could do a top-down view. I really do, because I don't have that ability yet. I mean, I'm getting there, but I'm not quite there. I'll get it figured out, right? Learning as I go. Ow. Not really. All right. Now I'm going to put a bit of glue on the back of this because I want it to stay. And stick that on there. Does it hide too much of the bow? That is the question. What do you think? Does it? I mean, I would like to have had a little bit smaller flower for that, you know, but it's kind of what I have. I'm having trouble finding flowers here. Everybody's doing their Dollar Tree runs and getting all these beautiful flowers. And my Dollar Tree does not have near the flower selection that obviously some of you are able to get. My Dollar Tree does not have near the selection, period. Craft-wise or seasonal-wise. You know, like everybody gets all those beautiful wall, you know, signs and plaques and all of that that they then turn around and DIY into something else. Well, I can't really get that around here. I wish I could, but we don't have near the cool stuff. I'm going to try to go with a little bit smaller flower head for this next one. Okay. I'm going to also, because it's a smaller jar, and I'm going to also paint that up a little. What do you guys think? Looks all right? It's kind of hanging down in front of where it says spring, but you know, that's how it usually, you know, that's how people usually do it, right? What do you think? It looks all right? Here they are together. Did I get them going opposite here? Ways. Yeah, I did. Yay. I was trying to get those leaves, you know, going in opposite directions, and I did. And it could go like spring flowers and go this way, and they could be pointing at each other, or I guess flowers spring. It's supposed to go spring flowers. So I kind of wish I would have angled them the other direction, but it's still, being that they're going the opposite ways. That looks kind of cool, right? I know my camera angle is not the best, but I am trying. Now, I want to fill these up with flowers, and yeah, I'm kind of limited. These did come from, it's a floral garden. They did come from the Dollar Tree. So far, I mean, we have trash that we got at Dollar General. We bought the salsa and the queso at Dollar General. These would have gone into the garbage. So we have DIY'd these, or upcycled these into little vases. So, and what do we have? We have a couple pennies worth of twine. We have a few pennies worth of paint. And we have a Dollar Tree flower and a Dollar Tree leaf. So we've got almost nothing in this so far. So, but we are going to fill these up with some flowers. Now, I am definitely not very good at the whole flower arranging thing. I'm going to be the first one to admit that. But I'm going to do my best. All right. I'm going to try to show you this one. Let me lift you up. All right. What do you think? See how it goes way up there? And then I'll put it back from you here in a second. Let me see if I can sit you there, but yet, well, no. Because, you know, having that little short tabletop camera tripod makes you way too short. And the other one, I haven't figured out yet. So, anyways, we'll get that figured out, won't we? Just not right this second. I'm wondering, does it need some? These are like ivy, I think. They just call it greenery bouquet. And again, this is from the Dollar Tree. But those look like ivy to me. I'm wondering if I should put a couple of those sticking out of there. I wonder what that would look like. Or if that's just enough. I don't know. Let's find out. If it doesn't look good, we can take it out. But again, I found like one of these. one of these stems of the ivy. I'm having a very difficult time finding anything greenery wise or even in floral wise at all. Stop falling down. I really want to be able to do more of the DIYs until I can find the right things. I mean, I have a lot in here, but I wanted to do more Dollar Tree based DIYs because, you know, I think it's better when you can get the things more inexpensively and then turn that into something wonderful than if you already started out with something expensive, you know, and turn it into something even more expensive. I like the idea of taking Dollar Tree things or things that would end up in the landfill, you know, in your trash, like these jars, and turn them into some lovely decor. Well, I was trying to get that off of there, but I'm not going to be able to. And I'm just having trouble finding the Dollar Tree things so that we can do it on a budget. I mean, if we go and buy a bunch of flowers at Michael's, well, that's not, you know, doing it very well on a budget, is it? All right, I want to put most of our flowers kind of in the front and our greenery and stuff a little more towards the back. So we're getting the most bang for our buck flower-wise. I don't know, it gives it a little more greenery in the back. Here, let me get you where you can see. So I added this little bit of ivy. They didn't do a lot for the front, but you know, you can kind of see it. It gives a little green peeking out between the flowers and things. So I'll take you out like where you can see better, where I can get away from the, well, here, you can kind of see. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do it selfie style here. I need a longer arm or something. So what do you think? Does that look all right with the garbage vase, rescued vase? And of course the flowers want to turn, but I don't want to glue them into the vase because I may want to change it out. All right, so it's probably a mix of flowers that don't actually go in the same season, but let's see what we can do with this little guy. And I will figure out better camera angles and things. I promise. This is awful. All right, our little guy got lost. Like I said, there's just not enough stuff in this vase. This vase is very much a wider mouth here. And let's stick some leaves back here. I'm going to try to take up some of the space with some greenery and some stuff like that. There's that one, but we'll put another one in. There we go, a little bit. And like I said, I will take you out and put you out where you can actually see them. Let's see what we can do. This is not done. I need to paint up the center, but I'm wondering if we put another, my stomach is really growling. It's not so much hunger because I don't get hunger pangs like other people. It's just noises. Just noises. Alright. I'm going to make a double bow for this little trinket box. I'll try to make it match, but I also am thinking about putting double buffalo check on it somehow. I think I'll put it there. You know what, guys? I may or may not put on the buffalo check. I'm not 100% sure now. Because do you see what I'm doing? I'm putting that bow right there and some baby's breaths. You know what? Maybe I'll just do these 3 little heads of baby's breath that fell off and put those on there. What do you think? Ha. I think that's what I'm going to do because I can't find the flower I was going to use. Improvise. That's what we do when we're crafting. We improvise. And this glue will not only hold the flowers, but it'll also keep that bow from accidentally untying. Although that bow is pretty tight. Gonna put that sprig on top of there. Let it dry a second. And then I'm going to now I'm glued to my project. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gorilla Glue. Stay sticky for a while, guys. I remember, you know, back in the day when the hot glue would just sort of dry and you didn't have much workability, you know, work time with it. Not upside down flower, please. But this stays tacky for quite a little bit, which allows you to replace, you know, move things around, reposition. That's what I was going to say, not replace. That reposition a little and stuff like that, but it also makes you glue yourself to your project. What do you think? That's kind of cute, huh? My writing isn't exactly 100% straight and stuff. I tried, but... Alright, I'm going to grab some ribbon. Okay, what I was going to do is I was going to put like the buffalo checker around here, but maybe that's not going to work. Well, that one might. But I think this one's much too wide. Well, if I was going to use the wider ribbon, I would have to do it more like at the bottom, and that doesn't look right. So let's see what we can do with this smaller buffalo check. Okay, we're going to start here at the point, the V of the heart, so that when the ends come together, hopefully they come together kind of naturally right there. And it, you know, seamlessly, I guess is probably the word I was trying to go with, a little more seamlessly. So I glued that down right there, and I'm going to add just a line of glue and press this down, kind of a zigzag line, so it's not, if I can get it to come out, I will. Alright. And press it down. Try to get it kind of smooth. That's what I was trying to achieve. I know that's just too many things in my theme, right? Farmhouse and cats and hearts. Well, I've never been one to, you know, stick strictly to a decorating theme. Matter of fact, this is the closest I've ever come to being decorated in any kind of theme per se. I'm usually just a lot of hodgepodge. I'm trying not to get too hodgepodgey. I'm trying to use color and things to tie together things that, you know, have some kind of significance to me. Like the cats, obviously, and now the hearts. And the farmhouse thing, because I've always loved animals and all of that, and secretly wanted to live on a farm. I got my thumb in the glue, which kind of made a gluey mess, but I'm trying to get that off of there. Okay, that didn't look too bad. I folded it over the end and tucked it under. I wish I would have gotten it right in there, but the glue was drying and it was sticking to me. But anyways, it still made it a nicer edge. Let's put it all together and see what it looks like. What do you think, guys? There's the top, right? But there's the... Does it look alright, do you think? I don't have any of the aqua to tie in, you know, to tie it all together, but, you know, I don't have to have aqua on everything, you know, because things are mostly black and white. Or kind of the off-white. So, I'm thinking maybe to tie that in, what if we did the same thing with this? Alright, let's do this one last thing, and then we will have to stop. And so here are the finished UN-Valentined DIYs that I did. And I hope that you like how everything turned out and how it looks together. I forgot to
put the painted truck out. It turned out really nice, completed. I'll show it to you in another video at some point, I'm sure. There it is on a big Lazy Susan thing that I have. Put all together. It's very crowded, but just showing all the stuff together. That somebody made me that, and I want to put their link in if I can find it, so that you can order one if you want to. That heart tray. Sorry, that's a dog coughing. So my tray is a little empty, but I don't have a lot of small things yet. There's the flowers in the vases. I put some of the buffalo check ribbon on the neck of the vases. So, and there's a little gnome there. I didn't make it. I bought it. Anyways, please give me a big thumbs up and comment, and please subscribe and share. And I'll see you soon in another video. Bye-bye.